You can add resources to your group that only members of that group can see. To access the resources within your group, in the left sidebar menu, go ahead and click Resources. There's a couple ways to add resources to a group, and we'll go over the functionality of who has access to them as well. The first way to add resources to share to a group is by clicking Add Resources here. You can add folders, assignments, tests, and quizzes. These would be most likely if you were working in a group with colleagues, that you would be sharing content with the group this way. If you were working more with students or other group members who were not affiliated with courses, maybe files and links and discussions and pages of content that you could add here that you could customize for basically delivering information to people in this group. Again, you would probably only be using the test, quiz, and assessment item banks and assignments and those types of items if this was like a teacher shared group, for example. If you want to know what these functions do, please refer to the previous module for course setup. And under workflow, it goes over what these items are, how they function, and how to use them. So if you're curious about those items, go ahead and go back to the prior module for course setup. But if you wanted to, you would just select an item. Let's say I want to add a link. You would paste the link there, give it a title, and what you want to do is display in a new window. You can align learning objectives for here if that's relevant to your purpose. Go ahead and click Add, and then we would simply, the resources there. Members of the group will be able to come in if you have given them access in your editing info in your group's privacy settings. So make sure you check your privacy settings to ensure that if you're working with students in the group, that they have proper access, or if you're working with colleagues, that they also have access to either add or manipulate resources. So make sure that when you're sharing these resources, you go to the privacy tab and set the settings how you want them. Another way to add resources into this group is to simply start in resources. The resources is going to be explained in the next module. So I'm going to briefly cover this. If you click resources, you're taken to your personal resources, and then you have group resources. So if I'm going to have my personal resources, I'm going to start with group, and I can access my group resources this way as well. So if I click group, here are my group resources. I notice that here's the group name that we're working with, and there's the CNN website I have there. And now at this point, if come to resources, click group, and then go to my group, I can actually add more resources right from my resource tool. So let's say I want to upload a file. And I'll go ahead and add this to the resources. Okay, it's in the sample group name. So now if I go back to the group and I go to my resources section within my group, I see that it's there as well. So again, two ways to add resources here. You can add resources from within the group itself by going to the resource section. The second way to add resources to a group is to start in resources, navigate to your group, and add resources from here.